Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So I'm Dan from Trading with Dan. This is our Bitcoin morning update. Happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm Dan from Trading with Dan. This is, I think I've just said this. This is our Bitcoin morning update, and we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So yeah, Bitcoin on the 4 hour, as we can see, as we could pretty much have expected, rejected, some sort of resistance, not properly rejected at present, but getting some resistance at this midway point, this 55,000 point, which is what we were pretty much looking at as a level for some resistance, as the next hurdle in our trend back to the land of the bull. but we could potentially see a pullback to backtest the 52,000 area again, somewhere in the 52,000s, and then hopefully what we do need to hope is that we get supported there and then turn back up, because obviously we do know that we still are in a bearish trend here in this medium term, where we can very easily, if we come back down and take out this 52 level, be gunning for new lows basically, which could potentially then take us below 46,000. So things could look pretty dire at that point. On the basis we'll be one support level away from potentially a macro bear market. So not saying that's going to happen, and don't want to frighten anybody, but that is obviously, if we got those confirmations and those moves, that's what we would be looking at. But yeah, like I said, ever the optimist. As long as we can hold above this support level anyway, even if we come back and back test it, or if we just consolidate under 55,000 and break onwards and upwards, we will be looking fine anyway for some more constructive price action and new all-time highs going forwards. And so not much else to say, because not much has happened other than, as you can see, we trade relatively sideways here, which we could, like I said, could potentially have expected at this level. So realistically, we're wanting to close some candles above 55,000. Ideally trade into the 56,000s, and then we can be looking at a shot into the 58,000s. So there we go. Bitcoin there pretty quickly summed up for you guys in the short and medium term. Ethereum, Bitcoin looking absolutely golden here. Look, we've now got a 0.048 handle, which is good to see. Ethereum doing great things, holding above this previous high from back in February. So yeah, looking very good. Like I said, our targets realistically now are all the way up here, as pretty much I've been saying. This is what we've been gunning for from all the way down here. Break back into this channel. We are targeting the top of the channel. We've got some more horizontal resistances as well. 0.052, and then obviously this one here, which may coincide with this with the top of the channel when we get there. It may not, depending on how quickly we get there. If indeed we get there, I suspect and stroke hoping that we will, but obviously nothing is guaranteed. But we are looking good. This is a good very constructive looking chart, as you can see, with without even going back any further, we've got lows, highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and well, even if we turn around here, we have got a higher high, but not obviously as high as we would like it to be. But yeah, higher high. So this is looking good, looking constructive. So yeah. That is looking good. We'll have a look at the dollar pairing, because I know obviously people are going to be excited about the new all-time highs in the dollar pairing. Got up to that 27 handle. Remember, I think we're pretty much looking for a 3k handle, especially if Bitcoin gets back up to 58. It may be one of those cases where we get up to 58 and we end up with like a 3.5k handle, a 3.5k price for Ethereum, but we shall see. That would be fantastic if that happens, or we may be all wrong and we're gonna get a bit of a sell-off. We're gonna get that rejection where we are now, the takeout of that support level in Bitcoin, and then we are gonna come back down and be testing 2100 for Ethereum. I mean, that is always it's always a possibility. DXY still Still trying to get constructive, still trying to put in a medium-term low, which again wouldn't be the worst thing for it to do, to then test some upside and then get rejected and come back down. But I mean, I do kind of think if we are going to do that, we're potentially going to do that more in this zone here. So I am slightly, I mean, it's by no way convinced in my mind, but I think we will potentially get down into this zone before we then test some medium term upside. But I may be wrong. We may be doing that here. We may be looking to turn back up, which actually wouldn't be the most bearish thing for it to do, because then we've clearly got a pattern of low, higher, low, and higher low, and higher highs clearly. So there is nothing to say that we couldn't actually gun for higher highs in this if that is the case. So that is why getting down into this zone, maybe a bounce there, then taking it out and putting in a lower low is particularly important. So ascending broadening wedge also, as you can see, which we've drawn the bottom trend line of in there. So potential bearish formation to break down from. So yes, stocks, we'll have a look at stocks just to see. We're still holding up there, still looking good. I'm sure at some point these will, well, break out either to the upside or the downside. Obviously at some point it will, but yeah, stocks holding up there for the time being. Not really much we can gauge from that. 10-year creeping back up. So yeah, 10-year creeping back up, potentially what is helping the dollar here as well. Bitcoin dominance, quick look at that. Bitcoin dominance, yeah, pretty weak again. I believe we must have ticked that. No, we still not ticked that 49, that sub 50% handle. So yeah, still basing out around here. No, it's not really basing out, but still, it's not even trading sideways, really, is it? Basically, we're trading downwards slower. We're not coming down as quick. So yeah, potential sideways here before we decide, are we gonna fully and formally break this larger time frame? Just get it onto the daily here. This larger time frame trend line, as you can see quite clearly. Are we taking this out? I mean, this does look like swing failure, back down, target of the bottom, and then drop out of the bottom. That's kind of what this does look like to me now. And yeah, I mean, realistically, then we could be targeting. Well, targets are down here. Initial targets are literally down into the 30%. Basically, this zone here is where I would realistically be targeting. I may draw that in just for the. This is obviously a long-term target, but yeah, so we'll draw it from here to here. So this is sort of the zone. We are, if things do get pretty exciting down here, things get pretty exciting for altcoins, and this Bitcoin dominance does break down, this will be a major target zone and then potential bounce point. And yeah, just a target zone, really. It's quite a wide range, but we'll draw it in nonetheless. So yeah, this is where we could be targeting this area down here, in the larger time frame. So obviously coinciding with this low here, and then I'd expect some potential, well, to be honest, we'll just have to see whether we break below, whether we get supported by it. I can't really make a call on that right now. So yeah, other than that, not too much else to look at here other than the good old stochastics. 4 hour, as you can see, did get pretty toppy, but now giving us a bit of a pullback, which kind of does coincide with that 55,000 resistance level. 10 hour, are these still 10 hour, 12 hour daily still pointing upwards and looking good? I mean, yeah, 10 hours come all the way up, got a bit toppy. So again, could be a bit of sideways to down where we are. But 12 hour daily, well, daily starting to turn up and look good. 12 hour is looking good. 2 day, everything else is still diving. So we are still basically, we're not out of the woods. If we look at it on the, let's just get over to the 4 hour again. I mean, we very realistically could be looking at a test back down that will then get, as long as we do hold 52,000, we are still basically, we'll still pretty much be bullishly resetting these higher time frame stochastics, and at which point when they turn back up, we could then look for that move back up to the 58,000 levels, and then an attempt to break it, an attempt to go full bullish. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at here, guys. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.